The storm has now arrived. Hey there guys, it's Stormwalk Boy 13. Yes, we are now on the second season. Yes, had a 3-month break from my first season of weather vlogging. We have approached roughly 30 episodes. I think there was 31, 32 to be exact. But yes, we are beginning season 2. Now, I wasn't sure whether season 2 was going to start, but thanks from you guys. I had a few comments and requests, and it's going to be happening for the hopefully for the next few months ahead. The first 6 I've chosen from, but then after episode 6, from episode 7 onwards, it's not me that's going to choose, it's you. So hopefully that will prove to be a success. So today's topic is about a brand new season, how your body reacts to temperature. This one isn't a terribly long one, as there's not a massive amount to explain from this topic, but I do know a little bit about, the basic facts about what's the temperature outside and the body temperature of you, and also not just that, but the humidity levels as well. Now, let's begin. First I'll explain a little bit about it, and then I'll probably show you some facts online as well. But first of all, now we're talking about UK weather-wise. As we know, our weather changes from day to day. We have very changeable weather, and it is, of course, can also mean in terms of temperature and humidity. Now let's say it was 20 degrees Celsius on a low humid day. Let's say humidity was about 30-40%, which is not very humid at all. It's kind of like dry temperature. So if you were outside in the warm sun, even if it was June outside, just imagine it was 20 degrees Celsius in June on a summer's day. It will feel warm. You probably, well, depending if you're not drinking enough water, depending if you're running or not, but you wouldn't sweat a huge amount, because the humidity, what happens is they come out of your skin when the humidity levels come into your skin, and then they expand out, because what I mean to say is, when we have 20 degrees Celsius on a low humid day in June, when the moisture levels reach your skin, they usually expand out again. As you know, when you breathe, obviously when you're sweating, you should be able to come out quite easily as well. It does depend on the moisture levels as well. But let's say if it was 20 degrees Celsius on a humid day in June, it's a totally different story. If it was like 70-80% humidity, you probably sweat a huge amount more, not the actual temperature. Basically, it's also about the dew point as well, and the moisture outside, and basically that makes it uncomfortable for your skin to cope with. Like when it reaches your skin, it's because of the air temperature, it hasn't got anywhere else to expand. Like if it was dry heat, low humidity, it expands quite a lot in this area. So, but if it was, as I said, high humidity, there is it doesn't spread out as much, but there's a lot of moisture because it's quite heavy air, and basically you need rain to clear that humid air as well. So that's why you feel you sweat a lot more in high humidity than low humidity. Regardless whether it may be sunny or overcast, you will feel the effects of the moisture. So that's what I mean about it as well. Like also, my finger's dry, so you can't really feel much, and also the winds are light as well. But temperature outside is probably estimating, I've been out all day, so I haven't really had a chance to check on the weather, but I'll probably say estimation wise is 12-13 Celsius. But obviously this is like, I'm just doing this as an example. If it was like I just did on my finger, this is like, imagine if it was a heavy humid day, you'll feel the effects a lot more, because that's how the humidity feels. So So that's me explaining about how your body reacts to temperature. Now let's go through facts online. Okay, now we'll go through our body or skin temperature. So I think you may know about this, but maybe some of you may not. But let's just recap through it. Although our core temperature must be roughly 37 degrees Celsius, our fingers and toes can be colder. This is because energy is transferred from the blood as it travels throughout our fingers and toes. As we know, temperature receptors in the skin detect changes in the external temperature. They pass this information to the preceding center in the brain. That is called, I can't pronounce it, hypothalamus. The processing center also has temperature receptors to detect changes in the temperature of the blood. The processing center automatically triggers changes to the effectors to ensure our body temperature remains constant at roughly 37 degrees Celsius to the effectors, sweat glands and muscles. So really, if you are too hot or too cold, the processing center sends nerve impulses to the skin, which has two ways to either increase or decrease heat loss from the body's surface. Hairs on the skin trap more warmth if they are standing up and less if they are lying flat. Tiny muscles in the skin can quickly pull the hairs upright to reduce heat loss or lay them down flat to increase heat loss. So if your body is too hot, more than 38 degrees Celsius, glands in the skin secrete sweat onto the surface to increase heat loss by evaporation. So this cools the body. Sweat direction slows when the body temperature returns to normal. So when things go wrong, a heat stroke. As we know, a heat stroke is like an uncontrolled increase in body temperature. That is easily caused by high temperatures, which cause an increase in sweating, and depending on the humidity levels as well. This can lead to dehydration, which reduces sweating, which then allows the core body temperature to rise, and of course, not drinking sufficient water when hot. And of course, when that rises, the normal mechanisms, I can't say that word. Mechanisms, that's the best I can do, for controlling body temperature breaks down. So that can lead to a further rise in the core body temperature. So the symptoms of heat stroke we know are increased body temperature, hot dry skin, rapid heartbeats, increased or decreased blood pressure, headache, confusion, unconsciousness. So the right treatment for that is move the person to a cool shady place. Yeah, you may know that. Cool the person by covering them with damp sheets or spraying them with water. Yep, no change. Cool the person with a fan and seek professional medical help. But then the opposite of heat stroke is hypothermia. Hypothermia, occurs when the core body temperature falls below 35 degrees. It happens when the body is losing heat faster than it can make it. So that is caused by extreme cold, taking sedatives or alcohol when cold, and it can affect certain medical conditions such as heart problems. Being young or very old, these people cannot regulate the body temperature very well. The symptoms of hypothermia obviously is violent shivering. That can stop when hypothermia becomes more severe. There can also be confusion, difficulty moving, even memory loss, tiredness, slurred speech, slow shallow breathing and a weak pulse. The right treatment is move the person somewhere warm, change them out of wet clothing, wrap them in warm clothing, give them warm drinks but probably no alcohol, and give them food that is rich in carbohydrates. Finally, blood and temperature control. When we are too hot, blood vessels supply blood to the skin can swell or dilate, vasodilatation. So that allows more warm blood to flow near the surface of the skin, which their heat can be lost to the air. This is why some people's skin may look redder when they feel too hot. When we are too cold, the blood vessels supplying warm blood to the skin can become narrow or constrict. Vasoconstriction. This reduces the flow of warm blood near the surface of the skin and reduces heat loss. This is why some people's skin looks a bit paler when they feel too cold. So a very common mistake in exams is to write the blood vessels move up and down the skin. The blood vessels do not actually move during vasodilation and vasoconstriction. Signals along nerves from the hypothalamus can control both vasodilation and vasoconstriction. So muscles attracted to our skeleton can also receive signals from the hypothalamus when we feel too cold. They respond by shivering. The rapid contraction of muscles during shivering results in heat produced during respiration. This heat then warms up surrounding tissues. So that's all I got to share with you guys today. About how your body reacts to temperature. So So there is some about weather as well. I know this is a little bit more about science of bodies rather than science of weather, but it's still kind of like a similar topic, so that's why I brought that up. So the next episode, episode 2, will be water. So that should be an interesting one. So thanks for watching. And of course, as well as that episode, if you want me to do any global weather forecasting, and then whether it's in the UK or in any other country, on which towns or city, comment below. Or if you want me to do any extreme UK weather events, comment below. That's all I've got to tell you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. The storm is now out.